Yo, what is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of What's Up PlayStation podcast every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And listen, man, it's a new day, man. It's a new Saturday, guys. And I'm excited, man. So happy to have you guys here with us on another Saturday morning. We're happy you guys are starting your morning off with us. For those that may watch this later, we also appreciate you guys and girls for supporting us and supporting the podcast. But we got another dope episode for you guys. It's been a kind of crazy week, just to say the least, right? But before we get into the intros and everything, I just want to give a public service announcement so that everyone understands what's going on. So myself and Bari, you guys know we're trying to expand the podcast, and we're trying to move the podcast into other realms and really make the podcast grow as large as we can. So part of that is we're going to have to be cutting back on the starting soon time. Normally we start 15 minutes before to give people time to get in here, but for the sake of the podcast and kind of moving the podcast into like iTunes and things like that, we have to cut down on the starting soon. So moving forward, the starting soon is only going to be like a minute or two prior to the podcast starting, just to give people time to get in. And then we're kind of just going to start, right? Just start it up kind of like how we are now. But I wanted to give that service announcement. I know we get a lot of early birds that come in like 20-30 minutes before the podcast is even ready. So we wanted to give you guys that service announcement just so you guys know that change is coming moving forward. With that being said, guys, it's me, Persona, and I'm only one half of the What's Up PlayStation crew, of the WUPS crew. I'm only one half. We gotta introduce the other half, my bro, Jay Bari. Bari, say what's up to the people, man.
Yo, what is good, guys? What is up, PlayStation Nation? Welcome to another episode of What's Up PlayStation podcast. And oh man, we have a good one in store for you guys. Lots to talk about here. A lot of interesting news as well. And just gonna get the flow, get the the temperature. We're gonna take the temperature of the PlayStation Nation with this show for sure. But man, I'm excited, man. Another beautiful Saturday morning here, chilling with my bro Persona, man, and here with the PlayStation Nation in the chat, man. So what's up, guys? And yeah, let's get this show started, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So y'all know how we start the show, man. We always like to let you guys know what games have released this week on PlayStation, and the release this week has been, I think, a great week for both myself and Bari. And I think I know what the spotlight game is going to be for Bari, but we getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the games that's released, right? So for this week, what released on PlayStation was The Secret Order: Return of the Buried King, 13 Sentinels: Aegis Rim, Donut Break, Jet Ski Nights, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, Tennis World Tour 2.
Oh, they got Tennis World Tour 2? So
Yeah, man.
part 2 came out? Oh,
Part
man.
2, man. They on top of it. Castle Storm 2, The
What?
Catch, Carp and Course, Unrailed, Warhammer 40,000 Space Wolf Bundle,
Another Warhammer.
Xenocrisis, Going Under. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Budget Cuts, Mafia Definitive Edition,
Ooh,
Maximum Football 2020,
maximum effort.
Maximum, man. Pixel Gladiator, Port Royale 4, and Troll Hunters Defenders of Arcadia. That is your games that released through this week. And Bari, I have to ask you, sir,
Nice.
what is your spotlight game for this week, man?
Well, Persona, I'm surprised that you even asked because you know me, I know you. You know me more than I know you, but I know you more than you know me.
Facts.
And I mean, it has to be Port Royale 4, right? You know, that's the spotlight game of the week. You know what I mean? That's part 4.
Hey,
There's no
yeah.
way anybody should be mixing that game.
Exactly, man. That's the best game to come out this week.
Yeah, but on a serious note, you already know, you know the vibes, man. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. The game is amazing, guys. I can already tell this game is not going to be for everyone, you know, for a specific crowd. If you enjoy that type of story-driven game that has that like thriller, there's always like a little mystery that's going on, or you're trying to figure out what's going on, like the overall story. Picture Picture the movie. You remember the movie Crash? Everybody here watch Crash, where he had all these different pieces of story, and then at the ending, it all just crashed into one thing. That's what you're gonna get here from 13 Sentinels. One thing though with the game is that they separate a lot of the stuff where you have the story aspect, then you have like the gameplay where it's more like the strategy, battle system where you're controlling the mechs and you got to take out the other like little monsters or what they call it, the gaijin, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then they have like the mystery files where you can go and piece up everything and try to collect all the data and like figure out stuff when it leads toward the story stuff. To get overall, if you guys like Vanillaware, you know what Vanillaware does. They do these hand drawing type animations and art styles and all that stuff. Beautiful looking game, and you already know the character development for these games with Vanillaware, it's top notch. So it's like I said, it's not that actiony game where they normally make, where you're going through levels and beating people up and getting the story as well. It's not that type of game. It's a little bit more slower paced type game, but overall, beautiful, well written game. It looks amazing, and the characters, they're gonna grab you right away. I'm telling you, man, the characters are great, man. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm deep into it already. I'm going on. I already unlocked all the protagonist stories, so I'm just going through all the protagonist stories, like the main stories now, and try to piece everything together. And then I'm gonna go towards like the gameplay aspect, as far as like the strategy, turn-based aspect
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Vanillaware with Odin Spear. That's what really pulled me in, and I was like, yeah, I love that game so much. Looking at the gameplay of 13 Sentinels, it looks great, and the story looks like it really is going to be interesting. Because, like I said, Odin Spear pulled me in, and that story was just like, whoa. And that also had like a ton of different stories, kind of like Crash, where like it all comes together at the end, a type of a deal.
Yeah,
So,
same type, but this one's a little different than Odin Spear. Like Odin Spear, like I said, you playing through different situations, and each time you play that character story, you can do something different. You're kind of doing that here, but it's just more on a narrative base, rather than you're getting a narrative and playing. with
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah.
So don't look into it as far as something that you're gonna be hacking and slashing.
No. Yeah, no, I know that for sure. Yeah, that might that might be a Black Friday pickup. I'm gonna be honest with you, boy. Just because I'm waiting on the PS5. Y'all know what it is. For me personally, my spotlight game for this week is Mafia Definitive Edition. So the game looks really great. Like, they definitely did a good job on the remake, and the story is great as well. Like, it really pulls you in, and it really, for me at least, like, I'm playing on a hard difficulty, and it's definitely a bit of a challenge. I think my biggest issue with Mafia, it has to be the aiming. The aiming for the game is just, it just feels so clunky. And listen, I'm not expecting
it's hot garbage.
Yes, I don't want to say that, but it's hot garbage. Yes, and you know, it's bad because, you know, with the game itself is really great, right? But, you know, and I'm not expecting the aiming to be like Call of Duty, not at all. But, you know, when I think of third person games with like third person shooter type games like this, Last of Us does amazing. Uncharted does really well. Like, I wish that the aiming was a little bit tighter along those lines, right? But it still is a great game, and I am enjoying the story. But if you are someone that's thinking about picking this up, I would just say beware of the aiming, because the aiming is, and I have aim assist off, and it's even worse. Aim assist on, whatever, but even with aim assist off, it's really, for me at least, it's really bad.
And you getting Red Dead vibes?
Yes, yeah, I am, like, wholeheartedly. Yes, because like with the aiming, like, I'll be using like a gun. I'll use like the revolver, and I'm shooting at them, and I'll shoot twice, and next thing you know, I'm shooting up in the air, and then I'm trying to pull the gun down, and it won't let me pull the gun. Like, it won't let me pull the camera down. It's really weird. The aiming is really, really weird. Like, you have to tap. Like, you really have to like take your time when you're shooting, which is, you know, and the camera's so loose, and it's just, those are some major issues for me. But the story, you know, I do want to get through the story and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to go for the platinum. I was at first, but I don't know, that aiming just, it turns me off so bad. So I might not go for the platinum, but I will beat the story. Yeah, it's garbage. So yeah, that's the spotlight games for the week, man. 13 Sentinels and Mafia Definitive Edition.
Yes, definitely go support 13 Sentinels, man. You guys can't be clamoring for Japanese games when they come. It's like, I'm good. It's a good game, trust me. It's very different than what you would normally play, but different is good sometimes, man. And they definitely nailed it here with this game. Trust.
Now, Bari.
Yes, sir.
I think is it fair to say that you and I are probably some of the biggest Final Fantasy fans out there? Is it fair to say that?
Absolutely.
And I think everyone, if you guys did not watch our PS5 showcase live reactions, you know, when Final Fantasy was the first game being shown, I actually went back and listened to it. It was really funny because Bari, when they were showing like the fight scenes and stuff like that,
I lost it.
I'm laughing up because Bari was.
You know what's funny too? I have the video uploaded, but I haven't made it public yet.
Bari was like, when was, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, because I was just like going back listening to it, and Bari was like, when they showed both the main characters' faces before they showed the Final Fantasy 16 screen, Bari was like, "Oh my god." He was like, "Oh my god, oh my god," and then I'm sitting there screaming, and then with Final.
Yo, at first I was like, hold up, because the art design, I was like, wait, it's a new MMO. It's a new MMO. So I was like, let me calm down. But when they went to the battle, I was like, ah!
Yeah, it was so funny because Bari was like, when the Final Fantasy 16 screen came, Bari was like, oh, right then. When the PS5 exclusive, he was like, oh!
The old way up.
Yeah. It was funny. So I think it's safe to say that myself and Bari are really big Final Fantasy fans. So, I remember you and I were talking about when we thought Final Fantasy 16 might be releasing.
Yep, and
And remember, we said
say it right. You remember what I said?
you said it would release
It's
after.
earlier.
When did you say? What did you say? I don't want to. I
I
don't
said,
want
yo,
to.
we might be getting this game earlier than expected because for a first reveal, there's a lot of gameplay that they showed here.
Yes, yeah, and I said that I think this game will release before Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2.
Oh,
Just because it's so far along. Now we know. So according to Jason Schreier, on the latest Triple Click podcast, he suggests that Final Fantasy 16 has been in development for at least 4 years in some capacity, and that it is further along than people can expect. I said that. I said that because we're supposed to be getting like big, like a big information overhaul of Final Fantasy 16 in 2021. I even think we'll get the release date in 2021. And I think that release date is going to be early 2022. Either late, depending on when the information event happens, it might be late 2021 or early 2022. What's your thoughts, man?
yeah, that's really interesting, man. If we might get you might get it released late 2021. You never know, but I can agree with you with the early 2022. I will definitely have to see what this announcement is going to be or when they're going to be announced. Because they didn't say when. They just said 2021 we're going to be having another announcement. But they didn't really say like what they're going to be announcing, which obviously, it's a surprise. But we don't know when it's coming. But depending on when that announcement comes, if it's early 2021, we get an announcement for the game, I'm going to more inclined to say like, okay, we might be getting this like, like early, like late 2021, like super late. But yeah, either or, I'm excited, man, because I know Square is working on 2 Final Fantasy games and they're working on Project Athia as well. So
Those
they're
are
busy
3
over there.
big games coming to PlayStation. Well, Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 is going to be PS4, but I think they're also going to do PS5 as well, even though they said they wouldn't.
Yeah,
and then Final Fantasy 16.
well, look, Square is known to fall back on things because they had a presser where they said that the games going forward, they're still going to be doing it on. They're still going to be PS4 games. They're going to be doing cross-compatible games, right? But Final Fantasy 16, it didn't say anything PS4. And I mean, with the recent, how these companies is moving now, we got to be a little bit cautious. Like, oh, they didn't announce the PS4 version, but maybe on the line in 2021, it's like, oh, it's coming to PS4 as well. So we don't know.
Yeah,
that's how these companies.
They definitely these companies are definitely flip flopping, and we're definitely going to talk about that later.
They flaky, man.
They flaky. Very. I'm excited for Final Fantasy 16, Barry. I know you're excited for Final Fantasy 16 as well.
Absolutely, man. The earlier the better. I want it because the gameplay we saw, you can definitely see a little frame dips, and that was running on PC. It didn't look the cleanest, but it still looked good for an early reveal. So I know it's early alpha build that they have there, but that's probably a super old build that they shown. And imagine what we're gonna probably see in 2021. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I can't wait either. That's a day one. I'm excited. Final Fantasy 16 coming out in my opinion, coming out between 2021 and 2022. Book it. But yeah, Barry, how much do you care about frames? How much do you care about frames?
Frame rates.
Yeah, frame rates.
I love frame rates.
You love frame rates.
What I mean?
I love frame rates too, right? So Assassin's Creed Valhalla reportedly holla with a dollar. Assassin's Creed Valhalla reportedly runs at 4K 60 frames per second on PS5 and will use 3D audio, SSD, all the bells and whistles. I just have to ask. I mean, this is news because I just want to put it out there because it was only confirmed to be running at 4K 60 on other platforms. So I just wanted to, they confirmed. It's been reiterated that it will also run at those frames and at that resolution on the PlayStation 5 as well. Bari, looking at this news, how you feel?
Well, this is how I always felt because when they announced it for Xbox that it's going to be 4K 60, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, can I get $1? I always thought back in my mind, I was like, okay, the PS4, the PS5 version is going to be 4K 60 as well. It's just they can't announce that, due to like marketing and all that stuff. Similar to like Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty Cold War, they announced that, it's going to be 4K 60 frames per second. They're going to have 120 frames more and all that stuff for PS5. Obviously, they're going to have that for the Series X, but they can't really announce that because of the marketing deal and how things is being done over there, whatever deal they have. So I always thought that, which is good news. Open world game like that, 4K 60 frames per second, that's no easy feat. And but to me personally, I'm still not going to get the game because it doesn't look intriguing enough for me to play it with all these other games coming launch day.
Yo, that launch day lineup looks so solid, man. This might be the first year that I actually don't buy an Assassin's Creed. Oh, well, who am I kidding? I'm a. I might buy.
You're gonna buy it.
I might buy it. Just, and the reason why I say I might not buy it is because I didn't finish Odyssey. Because I don't know, as much as I loved Origins, I think Odyssey was the game that broke me, and the game that really, that Assassin's Creed fatigue kind of set in. Because there's numerous times that I've tried to go back to the game and play it, and go back to the game and really try to sit down and really get into it, try to get the platinum, get through the story and stuff like that. And I don't know, man, with Odyssey, I just can't. I can't get through the game. Like, I'm burnt out on Assassin's Creed games.
My fatigue came in with Black Flag, even though I think that game was pretty good. But then I got Unity, then the game after that with a brother and sister, and I was like, yo, I'm not finishing these games, bro. But I keep buying these shits because I like Assassin's Creed, but it's not the same game no more. So I had to fall back with Origins and Odyssey. I was like, nah. And I started Odyssey on Stadia, to be honest. But I was like, you know what? I'm good, man. I'm good on Assassin's Creed for a time until I see something that's like in an era that's like really intriguing. Like if they go like to Japan or something like that, or like a China. Then I'd be like, all right, you know what? Let me time to dive back into the Odyssey. And hopefully hopefully they go back to the original format where you can just assassinate anybody, but you had to like it wasn't mindless in how it is now with the combat. From what I'm saying, yo, I be running up and assassin dudes, and these guards would come. I'm like, I have no fear. But back in the day when I was playing Assassin's Creed, with Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, there was some type of fear that I had. Of like, okay, I kill this dude, but what's my perfect exit route where I don't have to deal with so many guards? Nowadays, it's like, yo, who cares about the guards? We can just scrap 19 guards and we good. You know what I mean? So I think I'm burnt.
I think for me the burnout is the fact that this, you know what it is with Odyssey? There's so much to do in this world. There's too much, right? And that may seem weird because I love Ghost of Tsushima. And, Ghost of Tsushima is such a great game. And I enjoy doing everything in that game, like from top to bottom, going into the shrines. Just everything about that game was so fun and great.
It's the flow.
With Assassin's Creed, especially Odyssey, it just seemed, a lot of what was in the world just seemed so convoluted and just so... It just seemed too much. Like, you got the naval battles, and you got this, and the way you know what it is too. The traversal of the map really turned me off because you can't just ride to an area. You got to climb up rocks, climb up mountains, climb up this, do this, that, and I don't know. It just. I felt like I was playing Death Stranding. I just can't do it, bro.
It's the flow. It's the flow of the game and how, like, when it comes to Ghost of Tsushima, the way how the side missions and just the other little, pick me up things here. The way how the map design is and how everything is flown with the game and the story and the side missions, it just flowed well. Like it never felt too over, like I wasn't really doing everything over. Like, oh, I'm tiring myself out. You know what I mean? Or I'm doing it. It was always flowing right for me with Ghost of Tsushima. Assassin's Creed, it does be. The flow is just off, man. It's just off now. Well, now the newer ones is off.
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained that properly, but hopefully you guys got what I was saying.
You did. Yeah, I agree 100%, man. But 4K 60 for those that love the game. I don't know. I'll see how I feel in November with all the other launch titles coming out. That might
Wait,
that
so you
might
saying that the PS5 can do 4K 60? I thought it was RDNA 1.
is that what Spec Ops said? No, it is indeed RDNA 2. It is indeed. But
Will they have ray tracing?
I believe so. Actually, well,
Oh,
Assassin's
man.
Creed have ray tracing or the PlayStation 5?
Assassin's Creed, does it have ray tracing? I don't know.
They did not confirm that, so I'm not sure yet. I won't say yes or no. I'll say we'll see. How's about that?
Oh, you going to Jim Ryan? That's okay. Gotcha.
We gotta wait for Jim Ryan to tell us. You feel me?
Shout out to Jim Ryan. I need you to come on What's Up PlayStation.
Facts.
Listen, you guys don't understand. Your boy's gonna go hard. Okay, we're gonna get Jim Ryan on this show.
Yeah, I want to talk to. Yeah. We gotta talk to Jim Ryan. Real PlayStation fans gotta talk to Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan, come through to the What's Up PlayStation podcast, sir.
Yep. Sid Schumann. I know you're listening. Sid, you're coming on too.
Shuhei.
You're coming on.
Scott
too.
Rowe. Real talk.
Yeah.
I want Sean Layden, man. Like, I really would love for him to come through to the show as well, man. Sean Layden would be a good pickup. Just even though he's not with PlayStation anymore, just to hear him talk about his endeavors at PlayStation and stuff like that, I think would just be really great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But let's move on. So, for anybody that's living under a rock, TGS has been happening all week. We've been getting a ton of information from Capcom. We've been getting some information from Square, from Nintendo, a bunch of different people, man. It's been a lot of good information, a lot of good games that will be coming out in Japan, and some also coming to the West, right? So one of the games that is coming out is called Nier Replicant, man, right? So this game is a game that actually released in Japan in 2010, and the original name was called Nier Gestalt, right? And now, for the West, it is called Nier Replicant. And Nier Replicant is a prequel to Nier Automata, right?
So you getting your pronunciations on. I see you, man. Go ahead, bro.
Nier Automata, right?
Automata.
So this game, which you see playing in the background, this game will be releasing on April 21st, 2021. It will be coming to the West. That is the release date for the West. And ultimately, the original creator of Nier, Yoko Taro, he answered a couple of questions about what you can expect from Nier Replicant, and kind of gave a good explanation of it, right? So when asked what is Nier Replicant, so a while ago, Yotaro, he says, a while ago we tried to make this game called Nier. It had a boy as a protagonist, but I heard from the folks at the U.S. Square Enix office that in the U.S. a father figure would resonate better. So for the West, North America, and Europe, we created a Gestalt, a version where the protagonist is a father, and Replicant for Japan. Okay, so I have my information incorrect. Sorry. Replicant came out in Japan, and Gestalt came out in America. Sorry about that, guys. In which the protagonist is a boy. These two titles are the predecessors to Nier Automata, but it all started to get confusing. So it is for me to you. So if you could just think of this as a brand new title that is totally unrelated. Although he is saying it's a brand new title, totally unrelated, the story of this game with Replicant is indeed a prequel to Nier Automata. So because of that, yes, treat it as a brand new game for people in the West, but it still also connects to Nier Automata, right? So Bari, I got the gameplay playing in the background and stuff like that. But Bari, first off, did you play Automata, Bari? You played Automata? Of course you did.
What? Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, I love Nier. I call it Automata. I don't, I ain't going with Automata every time. It's Nier Automata. All right. I love that game. I know a lot of people love 2B, but I'm an A2 fan. And if you guys really played Nier and you platinum that game, you understand why A2 is the better of the characters. But I love Nier, so I definitely be picking this up. So I think it's coming out like in April.
April 21st. Yeah, April 21st, 2021. So in terms of Replicant, man, I'm sure you've seen the gameplay and you probably can see it in the background. What's your thoughts on this, man? Seeing this gameplay, seeing the world, seeing how it looks and things like that. Are you on board with this game? Is this a day one buy? Tell me what you feeling.
Yeah, I'm on board with this game, man. It's just continuing the story in the universe of Nier, Autonoma. They saying it's a prequel,
Yeah.
so I'm all for it, man. It looks good. It looks more like Nier. Seen some new abilities there. Um, and yeah, I can't wait for it, man. Looking dope. We in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. For me, it looks great. It looks really fun. Like the combat looks fun and things like that. For me though, man, and I think this is part of my bias. Uh, like I wish this game was made from the ground up for PlayStation 5 or for next gen, or has a next gen version. Now it hasn't been confirmed. I don't believe it has been confirmed or denied if that will be the case. But
So you saying that you didn't like them being transparent as far as the game coming to PS4?
no, I'm I'm happy that the game is coming to PS4. But I'm I want PS5. Like, cause I'm a bit like, although I'm pretty sure we'll be able to play this game on our PS5 via backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
For me personally, I would have wanted this game to be built from the ground up for PlayStation 5 or for next gen consoles. Period. Be built from the ground up for next gen consoles and really take advantage of that power. Because April 2021. I'm not on PlayStation 4. I won't be on. Will you be on PS4, Bari? I won't be on PS4.
Not no April 20th. Nah, I'm good.
April 2021, I won't be on PS4. My PS4 is going to be boxed up
Any
and sitting in the
PlayStation
closet.
Yeah, any PlayStation 4 games is gonna be played on my PS5. So.
Big facts. So at least I hope it takes advantage of like the boost and enhancement features, at least where the game can be 60 frames and all that good stuff or whatever. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it in some capacity like that. But it's a day one. I'm excited. Shoot, y'all ain't gonna take it away from me.
Yeah, I like Nier, man. I like Nier games. Platinum and Square got something special there, so I'm with it.
Nice.
Still waiting on Babylon Falls, but it's cool.
Yeah, we have. Isn't that platinum? That's platinum.
Yeah,
We haven't gotten anything from that for a while, actually. No lie.
I thought we were supposed to get something from it this week with TGS. TGS not over yet, but uh, yeah, we'll see.
Shoot, not only that, Babylon Falls. We still waiting for Lost Soul Aside. Now, obviously, this is a TGS, so this is a Tokyo game show. But I'm just like, no Lost Soul Aside information. Like, what's going on here? Like some of the games that I really want to see, like Lost Soul Aside and stuff like that, still missing, which is a L. So.
Oh yeah, lost that probably getting pushed to PS5 because that was scheduled to come out this year, late this year.
Yeah.
And we getting close to the final quarter of this year with some companies, but we getting close to the holiday season. Let's say that.
Yes.
And no word on that game or release date, nothing. So we'll see.
Yeah. So you Marvel Spider-Man fans out there that want to play the game on PlayStation 5.
Oh, we getting spicy. Okay,
Just a tad bit. We're gonna get into the spicy.
Hot sauce in it.
We're gonna get into the spicy in a second, but I just want to talk real quick about this. So, Marvel Spider-Man will have two modes that you can choose from for the PS5, the remaster on PS5. You can choose between the performance mode and the graphics mode. And Insomniac, when asked on Twitter, they stated many art assets have been updated to take advantage of the PS5 console's horsepower. Better looking characters with improved skins, eyes, hair, and facial animations, ray trace reflections and ambient shadows, improved lighting, more pedestrians and vehicles stretching into the distance. Optional performance mode for targeted 60 frames per second, near instant loading, 3D audio, dual sync controllers, haptic feedback, 3 suits, new photo mode features, and even new trophies. So they are confirming that there will be a performance mode and a graphics mode for Marvel Spider-Man PS5 Remaster. Now, Bari, thoughts on that before we get into the spicy stuff? How you feel?
I love Marvel Spider-Man. Spider-Man, my favorite superhero character. So it already got me. I'm already hooked in. All right, as far as supporting Insomniac in this game. But I hear a lot of people always complain like, if the PlayStation 5 is so strong, why is there performance mode? But before they announced the performance mode, you guys were asking for performance mode for higher frame rates. You know, I don't understand the community sometimes when they ask certain things and you get it, and then when they get it, they complain. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world
Because
that
gamers
I've
are never
witnessed.
satisfied.
Yeah, this generation is weird, bro. They
Very.
were like, "Yo, why is it 30 frames? There should be a performance mode at least, so we can get at least 1080p 60."
Yeah.
These guys like, "Nah, we're gonna do 4K 60." Why is there performance mode? I thought the PS5 was strong. Like, yo, what is going on? I don't know what the hell's going on here, but nah, I'm excited for this, man. Definitely gonna platinum this game again because
Facts.
people acting like it's not a hard platinum at all.
No, very fun
Um,
platinum too. Like it's just fun
yeah,
to the game is just fun to play. So playing it on a PS5 with those features and all that stuff and the ray trace and that's just I'm
absolutely.
happy about
Dual
that.
sense.
Dual sense, haptic feedback, 3D audio, all the good stuff. I'm just happy about that in itself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right. So now let's get into the spicy stuff because the spicy stuff is ooh caliente.
Put that hot sauce in that burrito
Yes,
real quick. Let's
sir.
go.
Sony confirms there will not be a free upgrade for Spider-Man Remastered on PS5. And here's the official statement. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered is an enhanced version of. Matter of fact, let me share the screen. Let y'all see this. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered is an enhanced version of Marvel Spider-Man and is included as part of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition for the PlayStation 5. In addition, players who purchase Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS4 can upgrade at no additional cost to the PS5 version of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales and can take advantage of a paid upgrade to download Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. There are no plans currently to offer Marvel Spider-Man Remastered as a standalone. Players with a copy of the Marvel Spider-Man for PS4 can purchase Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition to experience Marvel Spider-Man Remastered on PlayStation 5. Marvel Spider-Man for PS4 also will be backwards compatible on PlayStation 5. Right? Bari, break it down. Like, give me your thoughts on this one.
All right. All right. So just reading this statement, there's a lot of contradictions here within the statement because you're offering a a free upgrade path for Miles Morales, a PS4 game, to PS5 with the enhancements and all the things, the bells and whistles and the dual sense and the ray tracing and the 60 frames per second and 4K. You're offering all that free upgrade if you purchase the game. But with the Spider-Man remastered, there's no free upgrade path for that game. Obviously, because they're probably saying that they don't want to, create a SKU for that game. They want to, bundle it in with the Ultimate Edition, as a business aspect side of things, right? I get that, but it just seems very contradicting that you offering a free upgrade for Miles Morales, but there's no free upgrade for Spider-Man Remastered. So I'm going to give my personal thoughts, and I'm going to go gaming politicians. I know you guys like the gaming politics, so that's why I'm going to include that part as well. Personally, I will be, supporting the game and the developer, Insomniac, one of my favorite developers. I like them a lot. A lot of games that they create, I have a lot of fun with them. So I don't mind forking over $20, two $10 bills, five or four $5 bills. Okay. $21 bills. I don't mind forking that over to Insomniac Games because they make great fun games. My personal opinion. But looking at it from the politics side of things, right? Speaking on the people, uh, it does look bad on them to offer that one game for free, but then the game that you already purchased and have that is backwards compatible, you're not going to have that upgrade path for the consumers as well. Um, it looks like obviously anybody that wants to try Spider-Man Remastered, they're gonna get that $70 version. You know, but it looks like it's a little bit forced, even though I don't think it's a lot of it's not a lot to be honest with you. I think what they should do personally is that they should create a separate SKU for Spider-Man Remastered. You know, it's and give the gamer the choice if they want to purchase that separately rather than having it bundled. You know what I mean? So if you want to purchase that game for $20 or whatever they're gonna cost it, which they should probably put it for like 40, right? But if you want it cheaper, you get the Spider-Man bundle. That's what they should do. Smart business move right there. You just learned that from Jay Bari Insomniac Games, okay? That's what they should do. But when you're not offering it for when you're not offering it separately, it just looks like, oh, you're forcing me to get this edition and this should be a free upgrade because the other platforms is doing it. And let me do another thing as well. When it comes to the upgrades or the remastered, right? It's it's not the same level that people's comparing it to with like Destiny and The Witcher 3. It's not the same thing. If my man just listed off everything that they're doing for this game, right? Ray tracing, they added more NPCs, more cars, the city making the city more denser. None of these games is doing that. You know what I mean? Witcher 3 is not doing that with your free upgrade. Destiny 2 is not doing that with your free upgrade. They're not doing none of that stuff what Insomniac is doing. So personally, I'm not even upset that they're charging for it, right? I'm just more on the side of like I think you should offer it separately, you know, because it just give people more of that control. They feel like they're more in control of what they're purchasing if you offer it separately. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'll be supporting it. I'll be playing it day one. You know, because like I said, it's one of my favorite games generation, and I do want to see it in that buttery smooth 4K and that 60 frames per second, man. So I'm all over it.
Man, what a very informative. That was very gaming, very gaming politician of you.
Yeah, you gotta get the gaming politics off because people don't want to hear about your personal thoughts when it comes to gaming. If you notice that with a lot of gaming podcasts and stuff, they don't talk about their personal thoughts. They talk about the casual and Jimmy Two Left Feet that's across the street. You know what I mean? That's what they talk about. But when it comes to their personal thoughts, they're like, oh, I'm going to cop the game. You know what I mean?
All right, so let me give my. I'm gonna take your approach. I'm gonna do my personal thoughts and gaming politician thoughts. Me personally, this is my opinion, guys. For me personally, this doesn't bother me. Like, I was buying this Miles Morales Ultimate Edition anyway. Like that, like when I get my PlayStation 5, that's what's being bought. You feel me? I really don't have an issue here. I don't have an issue with having to spend the extra 20 because with them listing the amount of stuff that they're putting in the game and the amount of changes that they're making and adding new stuff, new suits and stuff like that. Like, I'm willing to pay an extra 20 for the amount of work that they're putting into the game. So I'm willing to pay that extra 20. Like, I have no issue with that. But that's me. That's me personally. I really don't see an issue. Now, the gaming politician route. Well, guys, this is the problem here, right?
Mic check.
Mic check. Am I clear, Mari? Am I clear?
Yeah,
I'm good?
you're really clear, Kelly.
So this is Persona, the gaming politician here. So the way that I'm looking at it is that this is unfair to the gamer because the gamer should be able to get everything from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 for free. I don't care if the developer put an extra 50 hours or however many hours to make these changes in the game. You understand? These guys need to make this stuff free of charge. It is unacceptable that we have to pay an extra 20 for something that should be free. Unacceptable. Starting to hurt my voice, but nah, it for starting to hurt my throat. But all jokes aside, I mean, I can see where people may have an issue with this, but there is backwards compatibility, right? Like there's not now. It would be different if they were saying, oh well, the game is the game won't be backwards compatible, so you won't be able to play this game on your PlayStation 5 at all unless you buy this edition. Right? The fact that that backwards compatibility is there and it exists, right? If you already own the game, just play the game on PS5.
And you're getting the boosted features with
and
that.
you get those boosted features, right? So just play the game on PlayStation 5. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't.
The thing is, even
as a gaming politician, I don't really see a huge issue. Like I don't know why anyone would be super mad at this.
I get the issues as far as, oh, this developer or this publisher is doing this, then why not you do it for this game? Oh, you're already doing it with Miles Morales, offering the free upgrade path. Why you're not doing that? I get all those.
No,
things.
I get that part. I get.
At the end of the day, to be honest with you, if Insomniac came out, I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna come out and be like, okay, Spider-Man Remastered will be a free upgrade for those people that purchase, Spider-Man 4. But the thing is, people got to understand too is that the remaster is not just the main game. It's also the DLC as well. So for you to get the game free, say they offer that stuff, you probably have to get the DLC and all that stuff as well, right? Because it's incorporated with that. But I can see them changing and saying, okay, we'll offer it free. It just to look good for gamers, right?
Or I can see them separating this. I can see them making Spider-Man Remastered. I can see them making that its own purchase of $20. I can see them doing that because I feel like the anger from a lot of people is more so at the fact that it's being tacked on to Miles Morales and not being allowed to be purchased separately. I think that's one part of the issue. I also think the other part of the issue is that people, they want the upgrades for free. I also think that's part of the issue, but I think the biggest issue from what I've been seeing with a lot of people is the fact that it's tacked on to Miles Morales, so you can't buy it separately.
The issue is gamers don't want to pay for shit anymore. They don't want to pay for games. They just want all these upgrades and all these things free. That's what they want. You know what I mean? When you about to list games for $60 or $70, they're gonna complain about that. It's like, why is it $60, $70?
Well, we see that now. We see that now.
Exactly.
We see that now, and that's gonna be. I feel like that's gonna be one big hurdle when it comes to next gen, because I've said this before on my personal shows, and I'll say it here. With gaming, the sustainability of gaming, you have to buy into it. It's just like with the world economy, right? An economy is only good if everyone is putting into the economy. If everyone is making money, saving money, and not buying stocks and buying things from stores, and like you need those, and like the economy needs those impulse buyers. The economy needs those people that invest into stocks and things like that, because contrary to popular belief, the impulse buyers, the ones that will buy it regardless of what the price is initially, things like that, those are the people that actually keep the market in a sustainable way. Because if everyone in the world, so for example, let's use PlayStation 5. If PlayStation 5 were to release, when it releases in November, and no one would buy it because they say they will wait for a sale, how is that? Like, how is that possible? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Day one buyers, impulse buyers, stuff like that. You need that stuff, because those are the people that are going to give you that initial revenue and that boost to be able to say, all right, we've made all we can from this demographic of people, which is day one buyers, impulse buyers. The
thing is, that's not even an impulse buy. You know what I mean? Because
no, I'm saying day one buyers, impulse. I'm just saying, like, I'm using, like, there's two different categories, because you got the impulse buyers where they'll see something and want to buy it, and then you got the day one buyers, early adopters, things like that. It's different names you can call it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, Spider-Man being separate the remaster being separate is just to give that sense of freedom of your purchase.
Yes.
So people just it's like they're looking at it because it's not a bad deal at all. You're getting two games that's being worked on to you know what I mean? Like you have the PS5 version of Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered, and all the things that they're doing for the game is like, yo, you have two games. These are gonna be lengthy games that you can play. One has all the DLC already. You know what I mean? It's a lot of content you're getting there, but people would complain about it because it's bundled in, right?
Well,
Or
the
it should be
thing
free.
too, though, is
But
this is
if you the thing is if you separate it, right? Now you have it's not going to be any different. It's not going to be any different, right? Because if you buy Miles Morales, you buy Miles Morales, right, for $50, and you buy the remaster for 20, it's still like the same thing as a bundle. But it's like that person that bought a PlayStation 4, right? But they also got the camera. But due to the fact that they know but if they didn't complain about that because the camera wasn't bundled in with the PlayStation 4, you get what I'm saying?
yeah. So
They had that sense of freedom, like, oh, I purchased the camera my own,
so
rather than it just
essentially, you want
incorporated within it.
people want to see the 50 and the 20 and not the 70.
Exactly.
Which makes I mean, in my opinion, which seems pretty stupid to me, especially if you're going to buy both. But
It's how
I
consumers
think
work, though.
no,
It's
yeah,
how
I get
consumers
that,
work.
but I think what also people aren't understanding is this game is a remaster. It's a remaster, like, and I think that's the part of it that a lot of people can't see past because
It's not a patch update.
it's not yeah, it's not from like we're going into a brand new generation. We're like literally we're going into a brand new gen, right? This game is a remaster. This isn't just, backwards compatibility and, into whatever, and you get, a patch update and suddenly you can do 4K 60. Like, they're really, from what it sounds, they're going back into the game and really trying to remaster and touch up a lot of things. That stuff costs money. And again, it's a remaster. It's just like with this gen where we're getting a ton of remasters. I'm pretty sure tons of people own games on on Gen 7 going into Gen 8 that still bought it. Last of Us, perfect example. GTA 5 is another perfect. It's literally GTA 5 is literally the same exact game. They didn't do anything. Exactly. People are gonna go and buy that, right? Yeah, GTA is the same thing, and they no one batted an eye. And you had to pay full price for that.
The biggest critique that people should be saying with Insomniac games is the fact that we ain't see the remaster. There's no screenshots. There's no video of it.
That's the part of it that I agree 100%.
I feel like, people should be like, we need to see that so we can actually see the differences. You can't really just like, especially this day and age of gaming and how gamers think now, right? You can't just be like, we're not going to offer a separate edition, and if you want to remaster, you got to incorporate with this, and it's not going to be an upgrade path, and then not show it there, to show a reason like, hey, this is why. You know what I mean? That's my biggest critique I give them. But
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
And if you don't like it, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it then. Which you're gonna buy it, right?
People are gonna buy it.
This is how the gaming community works, man. They get on their gaming politics, they get on their podium, and they speak their truth, quote unquote, their truths. Right, and then when it comes down to the time where it's coming close to the purchase or whatever, they're like, man, I'm going to get Spider-Man Ultimate Edition. Everybody right now is going to put up on Twitter that they're not going to get it. They're just going to get Miles Morales. They're just going to do that. But watch when you see this joint releases, Ultimate Editions. They play. This person just unlocked the trophy for Spider-Man Remastered. I thought you was only getting the you know what I mean, the Miles Morales. That's how it works, man. Trust me.
No, yeah, that's definitely true. And again, the fact that it's a remaster, I see no issue with that. I'll pay the extra 20. But I do agree that Insomniac needs to be more transparent with showing. They need to be more transparent with showing the differences between a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Because I think then people not seeing that is definitely a big reason why a lot of people, why do I got to buy this? Why I got to pay this? You need to be showing us comparison videos.
I see Caleb comment said we don't need the Spider-Man remaster. Just take Miles Morales. Yeah, but you not see Miles Morales on PS4. You got to do the comparisons to sell people on. Oh, so let me get the Ultimate Edition so I can get the Spider-Man Remastered. That's the only way you can actually get the Spider-Man Remastered. So you actually do have to show it. You got to show like, oh, how this looks. Here's the current PS4. Here's it on PS5. Big difference. Oh, I'm sold. Ultimate Edition sold. Unless you're a Spider-Man fan like me, like you don't really give a you're gonna purchase it anyway. And you're gonna support.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on. That was a spicy topic. Moving on. So
Everybody take a break. Get a nice cup of water. You know what I mean? Get your napkins and wipe your hands. You know what I mean? It was definitely a messy meal that we just ate right there. But go ahead, pursue my bad.
facts.
And by the way, hit the like button too, man. Thank you.
Definitely hit the like button. Yeah, so moving on. So PlayStation 5s, Bari, PlayStation 5s are in the wild.
Wow.
PS5s are in the wild, and I cannot lie. I'm jealous. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little pissed off. Cause I want to, PlayStation. We do a PlayStation centric podcast. We're YouTubers. Where's my PS5? Right? No, but also in a seriousness, there's definitely some PlayStations in the wild. We do know that Travis Scott has one, and we do know that Jeff Keighley most likely has one as well. Like, he definitely has one. But PlayStation is also going to be kicking off a hands-on with some big Japanese YouTube influencers, and the week of the 4th is when we can expect this at 5 a.m. Eastern. A lot of Japanese YouTubers like Akagami no Tomo no Game Yikyu channel. There's a ton of them here. I'm not gonna name off all of the.
We don't know none of them channels.
Yeah, we don't know none of the channels, but I'm pretty sure that Jeff Keighley is also going to be a part of this and be doing a hands-on as well. But there's definitely going to be some hands-on where big Japanese YouTube influencers are going to be giving their thoughts on the PlayStation 5, and they're going to be showing off different things and pretty much giving us a hands-on for the entire week of YouTube Gaming Week Japan. Knowing this news, Bari, how you feel? Are you tuning in? What's up?
Hey, listen, man. I'm excited to sit down and go to a Japanese YouTuber and not understand not one word this person is saying, but I know he's enjoying or she is enjoying that PS5. I can't wait for that. Or go to one of the streams where there's a bad translation and the person's like 2 minutes behind, and I'm just confused what's hell going on here.
You know, it's funny.
We're showing.
This is where we might also get the UI reveal. I feel like they'll be showing us. I feel like a lot of these influencers will show off the UI.
Yeah, like I think PlayStation need to be smart with the influencers that they're sending it to. I'm not even concerned about the Japanese. I'm concerned about over here. Don't be sending Lamar Wilson and all these people. You know what I mean? PS5. I'm sorry. I'm calling their name. I'm sorry, man. But they need to go and send it to actual PlayStation YouTuber centrics, like the people. My man Brian over there at PS5 Trophies and PlayStation Access. You know what I mean?
PS Access for sure.
Those people.
Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty.
Greg Miller, Colin, man.
People like that for sure. I think would definitely.
Don't be sending to no Austin Evans. Have him watch a YouTube video and him learn about the UI as well. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. Is this not a PlayStation podcast?
Yes. Keep it real, man. Yes, so keep it 100.
Why are we clamoring to send it to people that is not PlayStation centric, man? Send it to my man Unbox Therapy.
Yeah, definitely send it to Unbox Therapy.
On a YouTuber, I'll be like, okay, send it to him because
he really has Marcus Brownlee. Why not?
Nah, I'm good on him.
Man. Why not?
I'm good on him. Nah, man.
You don't like Marcus Brownlee?
He like Xbox. No,
I've been watching his content for years. I would definitely wouldn't mind Marcus Brownlee getting the PS5 and showing that off.
Yeah, watching carefully, dude. That's all I gotta say.
Unbox Therapy, yes. Colin Moriarty, Greg Miller, PlayStation Access. Really, PlayStation themselves, I think PlayStation needs to get and they have a couple people, but not someone that's like just a. I guess Sid Schumann would be that guy. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
To be honest
Let's
with you,
Sid Schumann
they
do
don't
like
really
a.
need to send it to anybody. They can just do their own video. To be honest with you,
Yeah, like have Sid Schumann, send one to his house because Sid Schumann's a real, charismatic guy. He's really cool, really nice, or whatever, and he's a community manager. So, I wouldn't want them. Sid Schumann was to do like a series of videos and hands-on showing the UI, talking about different things and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind that either, but I think Jeff Keighley definitely would be my top, like one of the top three picks as well.
They need to send it to somebody that speaks about these things like UI and stuff. Like everybody that we name in here is just more like, like a fan of PlayStation, but can they really, explain how the new UI is going to work with, the day and day gamer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think like people like Unbox Therapy, he would be a good person to send it to. But really and truly, you don't really need to send it to anybody, to be honest with you. If I'm keeping it a buck, keeping it 100, you don't really need to send it to anybody. You just have somebody at PlayStation that is well spoken, that can present the information out there and show you what you can do with the PS5, and that's pretty much it. I'll be happy with that. But they said that they send it to these YouTubers, Japanese influencers. I guess I'll just watch their YouTube videos. Hopefully we get some people over here in North America and see what they were doing over there with the PlayStation 5. And just get me more excited for the console, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm excited, man. The 4th is right around the corner, literally about a week away, so I can't wait to see what's up. Another thing, Bari, usual tradition that always happens in December. So Jeff Keighley has announced the Game Awards happening this December, the 10th, which is a Thursday, and it's going to be live from multiple locations. So it's going to be live from Los Angeles, live from London, and live from Tokyo. Mm-hmm. So that is going to be interesting. So when the Game Award announcements and news start rolling around, normally they do the voting, which probably will happen in October or November. We'll probably start seeing the voting and stuff like that. But just to make for good conversation now. Give me your thoughts on what games you think are going to be in the Game of the Year nominations, and then give me what I already know what your Game of the Year is going to be, but give me your Game of the Year as well so far this year.
All right, so the Game of the Year category, I definitely think like games like Ghost of Tsushima is going to be there. The Last of Us Part 2. They're going to have Ori and the Will of the Wisp in there as well. Doom Eternal is going to be in there. I don't think they're going to have Final Fantasy VII.
Doom Eternal is going to be in there? Really?
Absolutely. And that's the reason why I'm not going to watch this fucking show, to be honest with you. Because my Game of the Year, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is, in my personal opinion, other than The Last of Us, it's been the most influential game that came out this year. What other game you really had conversations where people was talking about the ending, whether they like it or not, how they talking about the whole story? That's what I said. Other than the Last of That's what I said. Other than the Last of Us Part 2, there is no other game that really had gamers talking like that this year, other than the Last of Us Part 2 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. And watch, they don't have Final Fantasy VII Remake in the Game of the Year category. Watch.
Yo, I think Demon Souls might make it in there. Because Demon Souls comes out in November. I feel like one of these next gen games is gonna make it in there for sure.
Nah, they gonna have a game that we never heard about. They probably gonna put Among Us in that motherfucker. Trust me.
Yo, low key, they right. Or Fall Guys. Fall Guys might be in there.
Yeah. I think you know what? I'm gonna give my Game of the Year and what I think is gonna win Game of the Year. Okay. So my Game of the Year is gonna be what you call it. Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? Okay. But I don't think they're gonna have a PlayStation game win Game of the Year. Just knowing how these shows be, it's gonna be the most obscure pick that we've known ever is gonna win it. And I guarantee you, watch, it's gonna be Doom Eternal that wins Game of the Year 2020. Watch.
Doom Eternal?
Yes. Watch.
Yo, man.
Anybody's gonna win Game of the Year? It's not because it's people love it, it's a great game and all that stuff. It's an agenda that they're gonna be trying to push to get Doom to win Game of the Year 20.
What agenda though?
No, I'm not going to explain the agenda because that's going to lean more into, Bari, thoughts and theories, and people going to claim me a
I'm,
fanboy. I'm not going to
I'm,
have it for this podcast,
oh, not for this,
but
but I'm definitely gonna need you to do a podcast talk about this stuff now,
oh,
because I want to hear it. I want to
absolutely,
hear this. I definitely want to hear this.
absolutely, absolutely. But yo,
Okay.
what won game of the year last year? Huh?
I forgot actually what did win. Oh, Celeste. Wasn't it Celeste?
Yeah, nah, I don't think Celeste won it.
What? No, what was it?
Let's look at what won game of the year last year. What's the show called? Game
The
Awards.
Game Awards. Game Awards. I'm
Game
curious
Awards
now.
2019. Right? Let's see what won game of the year. Oh, it was Sekiro. Rightfully so.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
Sekiro. Yeah, I was gonna say Sekiro was really good, and obviously I need to finish that, but it was it was a great game.
Yeah.
So I think that deserves
Rightfully
it.
so.
That deserves
Rightfully
it.
so.
2018 was Celeste. Celeste
Celeste.
won. Celeste won 2018.
And you know what's going to piss me off too? You have games like Grand Blue Fantasy.
Oh no,
versus
2018 was
Sekiro.
God of War. Sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, God. Yeah, I was about to say Celeste. Like,
Yes,
I don't
no,
think
so
that won it.
no, Celeste was in the nominations. That's what it was.
Look at this. Best role playing game is Disco Elysium. All right, I haven't played that game. Okay, I'm not going to judge it, but you know what I'm saying? They go with these obscure picks, man. It's just weird. It's weird. They got best action game. They put Gears 5 in the best action game. How is Gears 5 in the best action game?
I gotta
Games
see what
like
the nominations are for that though. I forgot what the
they
nominations
put
were.
they put Call of Duty, Gears, and Metro Exodus in action game. Those are more like shooters, man. It's yeah. I'm telling you, there's an agenda that's being done with these game awards, and it's the weirdest picks that they use, man. 2020 has been an amazing year for video games, and I just want the games that deserve it to get it. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. I think um, I think Avengers should win some type of award too. Even though a lot of people shit on the game.
I'm trying to look at what category over here Avengers.
So for me, I think the game of the year for me is really hard because mine is between Last of Us 2, Final Fantasy 7 remake.
But yo, it's been an
This
amazing
year
You
has
got
been
Ghost.
great for gaming though. Like
Yeah.
it really has been a phenomenal year for gaming. But I think for me, I'm gonna have to give it to Last of Us Part 2 as my game of the year. I would give it to Final Fantasy 7 remake, and I love that game to death, man. Like I love that game. It's so many emotions, so many feelings. But I don't know, man. I just have to.
Like, yo,
Last of Us 2 also gave those emotions and feelings for me as well.
yeah.
And
I love
it's so
the Last of Us
hard.
Part 2.
Yeah, yeah.
I love, but I'm for me personally, The Last of Us Part 2 was my third favorite game this year. You know what I mean? And I know that game is amazing. That's how great this year has been. For me, it's Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, then The Last of Us Part 2. But if I'm looking at it, I think The Last of Us Part 2 is gonna most likely win Game of the Year.
It has to win. It has to win.
Right?
Last of Us 2
But
has to win. It's too.
just knowing how these shows are, and if I see Doom Eternal in that Game of the Year category, watch. Just watch.
Yo,
Watch.
Last of Us 2 has to win. Last of Us 2 has to win because the accessibility option, like Last of Us 2 checks off all the boxes. The controversy, the attention, the sales, the success. That game has that game. It has to win.
Participation trophies.
Yeah, the game has to win. The game has to win, bro. I think Last of Us Part 2 is going to win Game of the Year for sure. I do.
The gameplay, they upped the notch of the gameplay with
The
Last of
open
Us
world,
Part 2 as well.
yeah, the storytelling,
Last of Us Part 2 is an amazing game. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that it's not, but that's that. As far as us overall, my enjoyment of the games is definitely going to be Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Ghost, then The Last of Us Part 2. And I played that game like 3 times. Last of Us Part 2, and that's a long game. Just let you know.
Yeah, mine's is Last of Us Part 2, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, then Ghost of Tsushima.
But knowing these shows, Persona, they're gonna have like best fighting game, right? And then they're gonna
That
have
definitely needs to go to Grand Blue.
they're gonna have Battletoads in there
Ah,
tonight. I'm telling you,
yo, that better
this
not happen.
this Game Awards, I respect Jeff Keighley and all that for just actually doing something, but yo, they categories and their picks, it just be off, bro. It is
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
off. And if,
Um,
if What's Up PlayStation is not in the content creator of the year, I'm going off. I'm going off. Yeah, look at this. Let me read off one of these things right here that he had. Right? Best multiplayer game 2019. Apex Legends. Right? But then they had Tetris 99 in there. And then you have that Too Cool for School gamer in there like, why Tetris 99 can't be in there? Show us this game. You know that Too Cool for School gamer is like, why it can't be there? It's a multiplayer game. It was fun. But in the best multiplayer game category, let's be real, man.
yeah, yeah. We'll see, man. I think this year is gonna be
Look at this. Best family game. They had Luigi's Mansion win it. Luigi Mansion is a single player game. How is it a family? How is it the best family game? The family sitting down and watching it? Oh,
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Craziness, man.
We'll see.
Craziness. You telling me that no other company had a family-oriented game in 2019 with Luigi's Mansion, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Yoshi's Crafted World, all Nintendo games, the best family? You tell me that PlayStation didn't have games like Concrete Genie that's teaching about bullying and all that stuff in the game? Come on, man. Yo, this agenda is being pushed here with these Game Awards, man. And I'm done.
I'm gonna need you. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to talk about that on a separate show. But yeah, man, let's move on. So Outbreak Day, right? So Outbreak Day, which is Naughty Dog, they do that every year.
They changed it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Outbreak Day is being renamed to the Last of Us Day, and obviously them removing it from Outbreak Day definitely has to do with the fact that everything that's going on in the real world, they feel like Outbreak Day doesn't really shouldn't be a fitting. It really isn't a fitting name for what's going on. How you feel about that, Bari?
I feel like they should have just kept it Outbreak Day because that's just the day that the outbreak happened within the Last of Us world. You can just do more with that name, Outbreak Day. But I guess they're just trying to just have everybody just know Outbreak Day is known for the Last of Us, right? Because that's what they're basing it off. But at the end, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
What needs to happen here is that they need to announce the multiplayer. I know I've been refreshing Naughty Dog's.
Well, on their page,
Twitter,
they announced the new poster and all this stuff for $120, and I'm just
they're doing a lot of small little updates here.
They need to announce the factions or announce if they're going to be doing PS5 enhancements or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. You need that's the stuff that people want to hear. Then you do the little posters and all that stuff after, man. To be honest with you, Naughty Dog know what they're doing. They're trolling the community right now, and they can do that. They can get away with it because what are we going to do? Complain? We're going to be like,
people complain about Last of Us 2 that still sold millions. So I don't think that matters anymore. I don't know. I feel like with the name change, I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me too much. I get why they did it, so I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. But in terms of what needs to be shown and what needs to be talked about today, factions multiplayer, they need to either announce it, tease it, confirm it, or something. PS5 enhancements, if they're going to be doing, upgrading it to 60 frames, whatever they're going to be doing, I'm pretty sure something's going to be done because this game is too big and too popular not to have some type of enhancements on the PlayStation 5. So I'm pretty sure that, can we get an announcement of that, showing off something or whatever. I don't know. I just hope we don't get a day filled with merch that can be bought. It's like, can you give us some game announcements? Because that's really ultimately what I'm here for.
Yeah.
So
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Make sure it's free.
yeah, oh yeah. Make sure it's free for the politicians that don't want to pay.
Hey yo, we want the patch update for the PS5 free. We want
The factions free.
the factions that should be free as well. All microtransactions should just have like a dollar symbol, but free next to it. You know.
Yo,
But not at the end of the day, they know what the people want.
yeah, they do.
We want the update. Let's announce that okay, PS5. Here's some PS5 updates for The Last of Us Part 2. Because imagine that on the PS5. Oh my god.
That's gonna look
And
amazing.
then factions, man. You know, a lot of people is clamoring for factions too. You know, let's be real out here.
A lot of y'all
You
not
know,
gonna play that.
I'm not gonna play, and a lot of y'all are good. Pull up if you good. Pull up. I
I
dare
was
you to
gonna
pull
say
up.
a lot of folks they gonna play it like once or twice, get stomped, and not play it anymore.
Yeah, man. People,
Like
people
that's how
yo,
it always
faction,
happens.
Faction. I need these. Yeah, people that I never even seen play factions or even here to play multiplayer games talking about they want factions. Like stop trying to go off of the trend of people that actually want it. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to fit in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You don't play if you don't play multiplayer. What the fuck? Why are you clamoring for factions?
Bari in rare form today. I like it.
I've been tired all week, man. I've been quiet all week. I ain't really said nothing. You know what I mean?
Bari on fire today, man. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So one more thing I wanted to talk to you about, Bari, before we get into the topic and everything like that. Resident Evil Village.
Oh, baby.
So, Capcom did their Tokyo Game Show yesterday, and a lot of stuff was revealed about. A lot of stuff was revealed about. Pretty much a lot of Capcom's upcoming titles, but the one we're going to focus on is Resident Evil Village. So now, with Resident Evil Village, it was speculated or whatever, and really this speculation doesn't even hold any weight anymore because the dude that was speculating was also the guy that was lying about this game not being able to hit 4K on PlayStation, and he said that he lied because he wanted to level the playing field with Xbox News or whatever. But Resident Evil Village is they're saying that it might come to current gen consoles.
It might.
So the developers are playing around with the idea of it coming to current gen consoles. It was speculated before that this game would not, that they canceled the next gen version, the current gen version of this game, because the game could not be developed on these current gen consoles because it just could not run. Loading issues, pop-in issues, all this other stuff. That was a speculation, but like I said, take that speculation with a grain of salt because of the person that was reporting that information. Now Resident Evil is saying, now this is Resident Evil, they are saying that Resident Evil Village might come to current gen consoles. So now I have to ask you, Bari, is the same energy going to be kept here? No, on a serious note, how do you feel about this? It seems like everybody is flip flopping about what next gen, where the cutoff between current gen and next gen is going to be with a lot of these games, and that's the part that's kind of starting to piss me off.
Honestly, all right. So I'm gonna give my personal thoughts. Really and truly, I don't care because I'm not really a Resident Evil fan like that. This game does not tickle my fancies at all. You know what I mean? This is going to be one of those games where I get on a sale, like a Japanese sale, like, in 2021 around this time, and I'm like, oh, Resident Evil Village, it's like $30. I might pick it up, see how it is. You know what I mean? But I don't really care for Resident Evil, to be honest with you. But when it comes to the same energy crew, right? I'm gonna put out a tweet, later on that is gonna,
I put my tweet out yesterday.
I
I just asked a simple question: is the same energy going to be kept here? That's the only question
No,
I asked.
it's not. It's not because nobody. I'm not seeing anything about Capcom as liars. I'm not saying nothing about Resident Evil devs. They lied to us because they actually said Resident Evil 8, can't be done on the last gen hardware because of how the game is performing and whatnot, or things like that. This is going to be a next gen, title, and how it was marketed was the next gen title. And TGS is saying something about, it's possible it's coming to, and when they say that, it's gonna come. You know what I
Yep.
mean? They're not gonna miss out on that moolah that they can get from the previous consoles. But we're not going to see no same energy, man. At the end of the day, what we're going to see is a lot of people skip over this. They're gonna say their thoughts is like, oh, this is good for Capcom because they can get more money. When it comes to
Pocket watching.
PlayStation, yeah. When it's PlayStation, it's Jim Ryan and PlayStation are liars. Why you pre-ordering the PS5? You know what I mean? You're gonna get all that stuff, but other companies, Capcom or whatever, it's this is good for business. This is a smart move that they should do this. I'm not surprised. You know what I mean? But that's just what it is, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's for me personally, when I seen this, I laughed because the amount of backlash that we're not receiving by Capcom, that Capcom is not receiving, is just kind of funny to me. Just because
this is great news, Persona. What backlash you want? This is great news.
Well, this it, I'm trying. We're not.
Capcom,
This is our PlayStation centric show. We're not going to go on that.
This is what's funny though, Persona.
Yeah.
Capcom said the same thing that the PlayStation developers are saying when they said that the game is being built up for the next gen consoles, and people is not saying that Capcom is lying. But when you read the blog articles about Horizon Forbidden West, Miles Morales is being built up for the PlayStation 5, then being made for the PlayStation 4. It's PlayStation is lying. We gotta move accordingly.
Yeah.
We gotta move on our tiptoes.
Or we gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, real G's moving silence like lasagna. You know what I mean? That's what it comes with plays. But with Capcom, it's like, it's being built up for next gen. So that's great. Even if it comes to the current gen consoles, it's being built up.
And that's a lot of the arguments that's being pushed. And for me personally, I'm just like, I just want the same energy to be kept, right? Because when this was PlayStation and PlayStation was we're still dealing with it now, where people are still complaining and I'm not buying a PS5. We're still dealing with the remnants of that now, right? But my issue is that the same energy isn't being kept here, and that's my biggest problem here, is that the same energy is not being kept, right? If Capcom wants to do this, fine. Are they liars? Sure, but the same, and I want the same energy. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm fixated on. Is the same.
That's one thing though, too, bro. I'm sorry, but we got to stop the whole same energy. We got to stop pushing that out there in gaming, because there's the second most lied statement in gaming right now is keep the same energy. The first one is it's just video games, right? That's the first biggest lie that people say in this community when it comes to video games. It's just video games, right? The second one is keep the same energy. Nobody in here is keeping the same energy. It doesn't matter. You have an issue on one console or one platform, right? But then you buy a Nintendo Switch. That right there tells you that you're not keeping the same energy for anything that you have. And that goes for me as well. I'm not keeping the same energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can complain about this and that, but I have a Nintendo Switch. And I know I'm not trying to bash Nintendo Switch, you know what I mean? But if anybody in here has a Nintendo Switch, you're not keeping the same energy for anything when it comes to pertain gaming, when it comes to PlayStation, Xbox, or PC. I'm sorry. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the whole looking for the same energy is just an outcry that we say, but it's never going to be achieved.
Well, no, it's never going to be achieved, right? But I only say that, the reason why I say that, because you're right. I own a Switch. You own a Switch. We buy games on everything, right? But the problem is that, the reason why I ask is the same energy going to be kept here is because for the people, when you ask that question, the people know who it's directed at, because they immediately see that and don't see an issue, and they feel a need to respond. because they know that it's directed towards them. Is the same energy going to be kept here? That's why I asked that question, because it's Capcom. Capcom is essentially saying and doing the same thing as PlayStation, and I don't see nearly as much outcry as I did for PlayStation, and that's the worrisome part for me.
You're not. There's a big disdain when it comes to PlayStation. It's because when you're on top, a lot of people that's looking from below, they're hating on that. So anything that PlayStation would do is going to be highlighted much more. It could be the same sentence, but they're going to put the highlighter on that sentence when it comes to a PlayStation, topic or whatever, right? The same thing can be done on any other platform, but it's not going to be highlighted. It's just going to be the regular text. It's not going to be highlighted. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I just found that tweet funny to me, because I'm just like, that was the first thing that came to mind. But you are right, though. Not a lot of us are not keeping the same energy, which is sad. And
nobody does, bro.
No one's keeping the same energy with anything. And
we complain about Spider-Man Miles Morales and Spider-Man Remastered, but most of everybody in here just bought Super Mario 3D All Stars. Yeah. Come on, bro.
Well, that's the thing, though. People are saying that, and that's I don't even want to bring up that podcast I was on, because never mind. Yes, people bought 3D Mario Kart Deluxe, Tropical, Donkey Kong Tropical, like all these different games, right? Bayonetta and Vanquish and all these different remasters and stuff that's been coming out for years, right? We're going to a brand new generation. And I think the issue is that a lot of people cannot let go of the fact that this is a new gen. A lot of people are looking at the new gen as, although I'm going to this new gen, I should still get everything for free that I already own. And I'm like, in a new gen, if something is being touched up and fixed up and made to look better on that new gen of hardware, that is a remaster, regardless if you have the game or not. The problem is that people are looking at backwards compatibility and looking at that, and then looking at these upgrades and having to pay for this as them being cheated out of something. And I'm like, you're not cheated out of anything. Realistically, all right, man, let me I'm trying to be PC here, but I can't. Listen, I'm sorry, guys, but I have to be honest here.
Speak for your heart, man.
When you're not being cheated out of anything, okay? Backwards compatibility means you get to play the games that you already own on a new console that you buy. If someone is putting work into a game and stuff like that, you are going to pay. You're going to have to pay, man. You're just going to have to pay. That's how life is. That's how things work here, right? In terms of Capcom and this whole situation, I just want folks to be up front. That's all I want. Because the game would be, I mean, even I'm not buying Village. The game, a lot of people would still buy the game on the new hardware anyway. Because look at the console. Look at the console selling out. So that's my whole thing. And the problem is that a lot of people in the community are not vocal about how they truly feel. It's a lot of fake outrage out here in this community, man. And in the PlayStation community, there's a lot of fake outrage, and a lot of some of the PlayStation community, man. Y'all scaring me right now with this energy that y'all putting out here. Y'all scaring me, because the energy is definitely looking very different, especially since that's information that we about to talk about in this topic came out this week. The energy is off. I talked about this earlier in the week. The energy is off. And we need to talk. And I'm so glad Bari is here. I'm so glad that we're talking about this on What's Up PlayStation podcast, because this is a PlayStation-centric podcast where we talk about all things PlayStation, and we keep the same energy here. Listen, me and Bari do not have an issue talking on the L's and the W's of PlayStation and the PlayStation Nation, the PlayStation community, because, again, on my personal channel, if you guys follow me on my personal channel, then you know that a fan versus an enabler, right? An enabler is someone that can only speak on the W's and sweep the L's under the rug and never acknowledges them and tries to let them know of their L's so that they can grow and learn from those mistakes. A real fan is willing to speak on the W's and speak on the L's and accept the L's and move forward. You accept well, I don't want to say accept the L's, but you acknowledge the L's, you speak on the L's, you speak on how things need to change from this, and then move forward.
Exactly.
That's how fans versus enablers. That's how this works. But there's a lot of enablers out here.
What else?
There's L's out here, bro. There's tons of L's out here. No one wants to speak on it. And I'm talking on all sides, but this is a PlayStation podcast where we keep everything PlayStation. So, Bari, let's talk about what's happened this week, because this week is probably one of the most eventful weeks we've had in a while, and I'm so glad you're here because you didn't know Speak from the Hearts this week. You did no podcast talking about this, and it hurt. And I knew you was busy because we ain't even really chatted up too much this week. Yeah, and I was busy, man. You was busy, and no podcast. And of all people's podcasts and thoughts that I wanted to hear this week, I wanted to hear yours the most because I knew you were going to break this down in a serious lisp-filled way. And I can't wait. So, so Bari, all right, so let's talk about it, guys. So this week, Bethesda was bought by Microsoft. Well, ZeniMax Bethesda was bought by Microsoft, right? And which is a big power move. And in Microsoft buying Bethesda, there was a lot of people looking at PlayStation and saying, PlayStation needs to respond. PlayStation needs to counteract. How can PlayStation counteract this? They need to buy Square. They need to buy Capcom. Take-Two, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff was coming out this week, and a lot of people was looking at PlayStation worried that PlayStation is now in a bad position because of this acquisition by Microsoft. Bari, you got the floor. I want you to go in here, bro, and really give me your thoughts. Looking at the situation between Microsoft and Bethesda and looking at PlayStation's current position and looking at how things are progressing forward and looking at things in the future, give me your thoughts on how you view PlayStation in this current light in light of the situation with Microsoft. Just break it all down for me, man. Give me your thoughts.
Well, personally, I feel like what Microsoft did with buying ZeniMax and Bethesda Studios and all that stuff was a big power move for them, and it definitely complements the type of games that they produce and make. They always had a good relationship with Bethesda, so it kind of made sense. Just looking at it from like past dealings that Microsoft had with Bethesda and all their games, it made sense that, okay, I can see you getting bought up for them. It still was shocking because, 7.5 billion ain't, regardless of if you one of the richest companies in the world, that ain't cheap, So it was a huge power move, and it does make me look at PlayStation, to be honest with you. 'Cause I put out a tweet when I saw it. I said, so is like Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop, are those games not PlayStation 5 exclusives no more? And a lot of people took that, and they went however they went. On Twitter, I guess.
And they confirmed that Deathloop and Ghostwire will remain PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, but when I said that, I wasn't saying that, they're going to come off of PlayStation now. I'm saying that, is it going to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive where it's only releasing on PlayStation? That's what I was meaning. But people, took it and went left with it, right? But it is something to look at because you have a company that is willing to spend that type of money to lock down these studios, because they got 8 studios within there, right? Yeah. And PlayStation out here having dealings with these studios and the publisher, Bethesda as well, right? So, and then they just came in, scooped up like, yo, I know you had deals with this, but now those deals belong to me. But I'm gonna keep my honor and honor the deal that you had with that. That could be a very scary situation, because that could go for other exclusive dealings that you have with other companies and publishers. And here, like I said, Microsoft is a company that's willing to do all that. They can just probably scoop that up. So I do feel that PlayStation, they need to respond to it, whether it's an acquisition or not. I don't know per se.
Well, give me
I
your
jumped
thoughts
in.
on how you think they should respond. How should
Oh,
PlayStation respond?
yeah, how they should respond to me is show the games that are coming out for PlayStation 5. Show that you have the best development studios in gaming. So you being quiet and sitting on your morals, having games like Horizon Forbidden West, the tucked. You have a new God of War. Hey, you might want to speed that next trail up a little bit there, but you know what I mean? Like show people like, yo, yeah, you got Bethesda, but you still don't have the best studios in gaming. We got God of War hitting. Here's some gameplay of Horizon Forbidden West, 2 Forbidden West. Here's some more Miles Morales little gameplay here. You know what I mean? Show that stuff. Here's Demon Souls. Here's a boss fight, Demon Souls. Show your party studio games, and that people will forget about. Oh, Microsoft bought Bethesda. You know what I mean? Because once you show God, are you going to be thinking about Fallout? Are you going to be thinking? You show God of War. Are you going to be thinking about that? You show Halo in the new game, the sequel. Are you going to be thinking about anything Bethesda? Because you're going to know that okay, PlayStation they have it on lock, but also Microsoft do have a lot of studios. They can pump out a lot of content now when they get revved up. They're not revved up yet, but when they start to get revved up, they're going to start putting out a lot of content. As far as you have 23 first party studios now. Maybe you should acquire a studio if if you can or you should or if you want. Me personally, I'm not saying that they need to do this, but just to fall in line with the whole buying up and acquiring things, I think PlayStation should go out and get that money and spend that on Square Enix, not Konami and not Capcom. Sega might be a good one as well, but I think they should go for Square Enix. They have a great relationship with Square Enix. A lot of their games come exclusive to PlayStation anyway, so it's kind of like, oh, you buying something that you already have a good. It's kind of how Insomniac was, right? Insomniac, they purchased Insomniac. You already had that good symbiote relationship with Insomniac games, but it fits your portfolio. Square Enix, I know that's a big publisher, right? They have a lot of studios that they have within that branch of Square Enix that will fill in within your first party stuff. Now you can push those. Now when you get revved up, the content is going to be start pushing. And going into this generation, services is going to be a big deal. So you're going to have to get those studios. You're going to have to get more of those studios to pump out more exclusive content for your services. They did a great job in increasing the value of what PlayStation Plus is, but now you need to do a good job with PS Now as well. You know what I mean? So now, if say you do buy a company like Square Enix and all the old Square Enix games in PS Now and all that, you know what I mean? It will make perfect sense. I'm not saying you gotta go toe to toe with Microsoft. Because personally, to me, I don't think Bethesda is that good of a publisher or that good of a studios like that. I do like Dishonored. I do like Wolfenstein. But outside of those games, really, Doom was really cool. But outside of those games, really, I don't really play any Bethesda games. But that's just me looking at it. But overall, looking at how it can impact gaming, it's definitely something that PlayStation has to look out for and watch because, like I said, you have now Microsoft that's willing to spend $7.5 billion to acquire something.
Yeah.
And if you look at these other publishers or these other studios, they're not going to cost that much. You know what I mean? So just to be on the safe side, I think personally, PlayStation does need to show more of their first party games. That's really and truly. But if you want to get into that acquiring role, I feel like you should go for Square Enix. That's just my personal opinion. I see a lot of people posting up Capcom and all that BS. Sit your ass down, by the way. Y'all don't play no Capcom games. It's just funny how this community can be. You should purchase Konami and do what? What games does Konami come out with? Come on, man. You know what I mean? They're not making Metal Gear no more, guys. They gave you Metal Gear what?
Metal Gear
Resistance?
Survive.
Survive.
That
Oh
joint was
shit.
trash, man. That joint was trash.
You know what I
That joint
mean?
was
What else?
trash.
Oh, Silent Hill. I have never heard anybody talk about
They don't
Silent
care about
Hill in a
Silent
day
Hill,
in my
man.
life. until a rumor came out that PlayStation might have a exclusive Silent Hill. I've never heard these dudes talk about no Silent Hill. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you look at Square Enix, Japan Tokyo factory, you know, Square Enix, you have Square Enix, you have the Montreal studios. You know what I mean?
Dynamics.
Like, you have so much studios that you can fulfill in that first party branch. And if any really and truly, if any company will want to be acquired, it should will be with PlayStation first party, because like I said, you have the best gaming studios in gaming. You know what I mean? So you're going to be learning, you're going to be cultivating all those things that you have, those in-house secrets that you have to create better games. So me seeing Square Enix go to PlayStation, that would be such a huge thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at it for the future as well. Like, yo, these games are going to be much, much better. Story development, you know, animations, all those stuff is getting that PlayStation sauce. You know what I mean? But that's just me fanboying a little bit there. But really and truly, to keep it in reality, just show their first party games. And you know, show them with trailers, show some gameplay to make people forget, like, oh, Xbox, no, we good over here. We buying PlayStation, you know, which they already doing anyway. But you know,
let me fall back from it. You know, and I talked about this quite a bit, man. So I'm not gonna go too crazy. But you know, I agree with a lot of what you said, right? For me personally, I'm looking at the acquisition of Bethesda between Microsoft was definitely a power move, and I respect that wholeheartedly. As a business person, as like business, someone that likes to, you know, read about business, understands business and how business works, I love it. You know, that's the thing that people have been asking for Microsoft to do for a while. And not saying buy studios, but compete. You get what I'm saying? Compete, trying to make their catalog and their ecosystem better. So they're competing now. Yeah, they're definitely competing going into next gen, and I respect that. So I respect the acquisition, right? When it comes to PlayStation, right, and this was something that I was very vocal about on my personal podcast, was that when it comes to people looking at PlayStation to counteract in a emotional way, no. Because I see a lot of people like, oh, PlayStation, you gotta counter. Oh no, this isn't good, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you get out your feelings. Get out your feel. Like I seen a lot of people panicking, and I'm like, guys, relax.
Yeah.
Let's pull it back a bit. We cannot lead with our emotions when it comes to business. This is not
who's panicking though, like actual PlayStation fans or the level 5 trophy levels?
I think it's level 5s posing as PlayStation fans.
It's
definitely level. Yeah, it's definitely like people that don't really play PlayStation. But you know, these people are also in the community, because I seen an article earlier in the week where they were saying PlayStation fans want Konami to be bought to counteract the Bethesda acquisition. And I'm like, what PlayStation fan is asking for this? Stop it.
Oh yeah, I saw
I'm like, what are you talking about? Stop it, man. Stop putting this information out there. And you got like one or two tweets. I'm like, yo, stop it, man. Stop it. No one's asking for this. No one's asking. And the funny thing is, after that article came out, that's when that's when it swept the internet and people started asking, oh, Konami, buying Konami. No. Okay? Listen. One thing people need to understand is this acquisition, this was probably agreed upon way back in January. Business does not move.
Oh, yeah, this might be taking years though.
Yeah, business does not move in the light. It moves in the darkness, and then the end result comes to light, which is what we're seeing now. Business is always moving in the background. Trust and belief, right? So when it comes to PlayStation, I'm looking at PlayStation like PlayStation still has the greatest lineup of launch exclusives releasing in the next month and a half. Yeah. PlayStation next year has 3 of the strongest and most popular games releasing next year. Ratchet & Clank, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War. GT7 4. And then Final Fantasy 16 being exclusive. Now, where they take the L is, you know, Deathloop and Ghostwire will still remain PlayStation exclusive, but the problem is that PlayStation got played there because essentially they were giving Microsoft money, right?
The thing is, you also got to look at it too, Persona, is that this business deal is not something that was a shorthanded. This has been going on for years, and I'm pretty sure the Deathloop and Ghostwire is also a business deal that hasn't been just shorthanded. You know, that been going on for like some months or a year. Right?
Yeah, because games don't get developed in a year. Like, you know, Deathloop has been in development for like three years plus.
You had to have some inkling in that Microsoft is getting ready to purchase Bethesda, but still did a business deal like that. You know, it kind of makes me look at the leadership like, what are you doing here?
Like that. But it's still an L. It's still an L for PlayStation.
No, I'm agreeing. Okay. I'm saying that it makes you look at leadership of PlayStation and say what you're doing here, because how you there's no way you not know that Microsoft is about to purchase ZeniMax with Bethesda, but you're still doing these exclusive deals, giving them money. These are $1 million deals to lock down the game. You know what I mean?
Now, in terms of acquisitions, me personally, instead of Square, now okay, I agree with you 1,000,000%. I think Square would be the best and realistic acquisition for PlayStation. And looking at Square's net worth, Square and PlayStation, I feel like can work out a deal where maybe it'll be $2 or $3 billion. And I feel like PlayStation can swing that, because what you would get with owning Square and having that under your belt, we're talking decades worth of IPs. Like, you don't understand how many IPs Square has. Square has a lot of IPs under their belt. And they got a lot of studios, and they also own, you know, Tomb Raider and all this other stuff. So now we can do like a real Nathan Drake meets Tomb Raider type of game. You get what I'm like? We can get into like some real funky stuff there, right? So Square is definitely if PlayStation's gonna put billions of dollars somewhere, it definitely should be Square over everything else.
It's not even just about the studios too. It's about the engines that Square have, because a lot.
Yeah, the Luminous engine.
Microsoft now has
Oracle
Tech engine.
They got Oracle.
A whole bunch of engines.
They have the Oracle. Well, I think the biggest thing for Microsoft and what they want from that is the Oracle streaming platform that ZeniMax owns, because the cloud-based service for that can handle it's better, and the technology is better in some capacity or something like that.
I'm not worried about it. PlayStation. People. The thing is, a lot of people in the gaming community, they're sleeping on PS Now. You know what I mean? Because PlayStation on live, they have a whole bunch of.
I get that. I'm just saying. I'm saying for Microsoft, that's why they grabbed that. But in terms of PlayStation, I think PlayStation needs to get a handle on these four devs. PlayStation needs to. I feel PlayStation need to have these in their camp right away. Housemark, Bluepoint, Sumo Digital, Housemark, Bluepoint, Sumo Digital, and I forgot the last one. Sumo Digital is the ones that's making Sackboy, and they're also the ones that's making Destruction All Stars.
Yeah, I know. To me, Sumo's not that proven to me yet, in my opinion. Like I like Little Big Planet 3. I thought the game was fun, but it's not better than 2 and 1. Sackboy still to be proven to see how that game's going to be. I'm going to get it.
Well, the reason why they got 2 games coming. I think. With Sumo, because they've got that rapport with PlayStation already, I feel like Sumo Digital should be there, because they make more of those obscure type games like Destruction All Stars, Little Big Planet, Sackboy, and all that stuff. More obscure titles like that. They got
rapport with Xbox too. With what you call it? With Crackdown, man.
Sumo Digital didn't make Crackdown.
Crackdown 3, Sumo Digital, bro.
No, that's not made by Sumo Digital.
Is it not? Let me look it up. Go look that thing up, Persona. Exactly. Crackdown 3. Come on, man.
Let me see.
Come on, man. Don't doubt your boy Jay Bari, man. Man.
I would still say Sumo. I would still say PlayStation should grab up Sumo. So they did. Damn.
They're not proving to me.
So let me pull. Let me pull them back. But Housemarque and Bluepoint for sure. So if they were to
So
do,
they were one of the devs with.
that's what I'm saying. There's more.
Well, they got a name on that because when I looked them up, it got Sumo Digital plastered on that joint.
I don't think Sumo Digital was the only ones a part of that though. So that's why I don't want to give them. I don't want to give them all of that.
When I look it up, it's a developer, Sumo Digital, bro.
Yeah, all right. So I take out Sumo, but I definitely feel like Housemarque and Bluepoint should definitely be under definitely should be under PlayStation, and definitely grab those.
Yeah, Bluepoint will be amazing, bro. To keep it a buck.
Because Bluepoint can be your remake studio.
It can be a remake studio. Plus, I know they've been making remakes, and this is kind of crazy, but I do believe that if they create their own IP and make something, it's going to be something amazing. Because now, you have PlayStation backing you as far as how you can create a story and all that stuff, but you also have that talent within that studio to create something special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be great them to make the remakes, which I'm not taking. If you want to buy a studio that's to make remakes, remake some of these PlayStation classics.
That's what I'm saying.
Just to see a new IP from them as well. I'm excited for that.
The reason why I say that is because they've proven themselves twice now, or 3 times. I might be wrong, but they've proven themselves numerous times that they can handle remaking some of these classic games. So I feel like with people that want like a remake of SOCON, a remake of Resistance, or some of these other PlayStation style games, I feel like the main studios that took care of these games, they can hand those games off to Bluepoint, and just those studios can maintain focus on creating new IPs, new sequels, and things like that to games. So you got that one studio, which is Bluepoint, and Bluepoint would be the remake studio that would, because their remakes on point, bro. Just look at Demon Souls. Look at Shadow Colossus.
That looks like a different game.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, Bluepoint has proven themselves. I would not mind PlayStation grabbing Bluepoint and having them be the remake studio for a lot of these PlayStation games. Honestly, right? Housemarque with. Go ahead.
You know who I think PlayStation should buy, really and truly? Like, if you go on studios, Arc System Works. Have your exclusive
get a
fighting game.
Yeah.
These games are already that's on PlayStation already. PlayStation console exclusives. Have that locked down. You know what I mean? The Blaze Blue series, Guilty Gear series, Grand Blue. All of those games locked down into PlayStation ecosystem.
Sega as well, though. Sega, because Persona's already on play.
Yeah, I'm with Sega too.
Sega, the Yakuza games, things like that. I feel like Sega would be. And honestly, I feel like if Sega was on a PlayStation would be able to rebrand Sonic and like make Sonic like great again. Yeah, make Sonic great again. And Nintendo's got Mario, PlayStation's got Sonic.
Yeah, as much as I love Sonic, man, that fan base is weird, man.
They are.
they got some weirdos over there.
They are. But outside of Sega and Square,
yo, Persona, my bad. Have you ever read Sonic the Hedgehog comic?
No.
Yo, bro, this dude Sonic is OP, yo. He's OP.
He's not just he just doesn't have the run abilities, doesn't he have
Yo, bro, this dude can he has the emeralds, right? He can go super, because we know Supersonic, but it's also like this ultrasonic form.
Yeah,
right?
golden form, right? The golden form.
That's Supersonic. That's
Supersonic,
golden
right?
form.
Okay.
But he has like the Ultra Instinct form. But yo, this dude is so OP. He can just whatever he wants. He can reality warp, bro. Sonic.
What?
Yo, I'm like, because I watched a death battle. And I was like, no, let me read this for myself. So I'm reading like a couple of these comics. I'm like, yo, this man is OP. Where is this Sonic? Where's a video game with the comic Sonic at?
Yeah, that would be dope. He could reality warp and stuff like that. That's pretty amazing.
He's OP, bro. Even though my man Wally West still whooped his ass.
Which that makes sense though, because technically Wally West can reality warp as well.
He's OP as well. Yeah,
he's OP. Especially if we're talking like he's running through dimensions like at the speed of light. Like, anyway, let's not go down that path. But yes, so for me, Housemarque, Bluepoint, Sega, Square. Those are four studios slash publishers or whatever that I feel PlayStation should have their eyes on. I don't think Take Two is Take Two is too much money. Even though I feel like they will make a lot of that back because of NBA 2K and the microtransactions and stuff like that. I don't know. Take Two I feel like would be a waste of a purchase, man.
I don't like Take Two games. But yo, can we read off the first party studios that PlayStation have right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we have Japan Studios. This is the Asian market here. Japan Studios, Forward Works. These are the people that make like Everybody's Golf, Art the Lab, which they don't make those no more. Wild Arms, they don't make those more. Disgaea. You have Polyphony Digital. So North America, you have Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, Sony Bend, San Diego Studios, Sony Santa Monica Studios, Sucker Punch, and Pixel Opus. In Europe, they have Guerrilla Games, London Studios, and Media Molecule. And in non-development studios here, they have the X-Devs, San Tomeo Studio, and Team Ice or Ice Team, however you want to call it. These are the people that, go through like, studio for studio and helping out and stuff and all that. So those are Sony's first party studios currently.
Yeah, they have like 14 studios, I think.
At 13, 14.
Yeah, 14.
But a lot of people don't really count the X-Devs. They don't count Santa Monto, Mateo. They don't count Team Ice. They count the big boys.
Yeah. So, and a lot of those teams have two separate teams that work on two separate games.
Yeah, I mean,
because Insomniac got 4 teams.
Yeah, but yeah, so PlayStation definitely need to. They definitely need to respond. How they respond,
how they respond will determine how next gen is gonna go.
That's a little bit.
How you feel?
But
no.
How they respond, they need to be very calculated. I agree with you. How they need to be calculated, with how they respond. But I really and truly, you got to put out there that you have the best development studios. I know you want to, piecemeal your games, but something like that is definitely going to have a lot of people eyes on Xbox. But you wanted to keep those eyes on PlayStation. You already announced some of these games is coming. Speed up that God of War trailer. Speed up those Horizon Forbidden West trailers. You know what I mean? Show some of these stuff off. Hey, Gran Turismo release date. You know what I mean? You got to, because like I said, you got the best first party studios in the world, the best gaming studios in the world. It's time to show that off. You know what I mean? Get a little cocky. Big boy Vince McMahon walking in the gaming industry. That's what we need to see. But if you want to acquire stuff, like I agree with those studios that you said. If you want to go studios, but I'm thinking big, man. You gotta go publishers. You gotta lock these things down. You know what I mean? Lock it down. Square Enix. Look at the studios that you get.
Does Sony have the cash to do that though? Sony net worth is only Sony net worth is only $100 billion, and that's the entirety of the company.
That's the entirety. But where do you think Microsoft got their money to spend for ZeniMax?
No, for the entire. But that's what I'm saying. But can PlayStation swing a $7, $8, $10 billion purchase like that?
I don't think Square is going to even be that much.
No, Square is only going to cost. I think last time I looked, Square was what 1.5 or 2 billion. I think they can swing. I think they can swing Square. I don't think they can swing Take-Two though, or Activision.
Nah, I don't care about Take-Two and all that. But Square, to be honest with you, you get Square Enix, you get Gang Comics, Square Enix Europe, Visual Works, Play Online, Square Enix China, Tateo Corporation, Square Enix Mobile Studio, Square Enix the overall, Crystal Dynamics, Adios Montreal, Adios Shanghai, Hippo Lab, Square Enix Montreal, Tokyo RPG Factory, Square Enix Collective, Luminous Productions. All in that.
Yeah,
And
no, that would
they
be
made
a good
notable
purchase. That would be a good
they made
purchase.
notable games like Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, well, Just Cause. I don't give a damn about Just. You know what I mean? Tokyo RPG Factory, great little small RPGs. Then you're gonna have Kingdom Hearts locked in, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest locked in, all locked in. You gotta go big, man. Stop with these. Stop with these Foxy Gaming news articles talking about they got 700 million for third party deals. Who
Which is
gives a
unbelievable.
fuck
That's
now?
unbelievable. People
Who
paying
gives
that
a
much for
fuck?
deals, and Insomniac costs $225 to buy, and you paying more than that on a deal? Nah, I don't think PlayStation's doing that. Nah,
You know what I
nah,
mean? But
nah.
yo, at the end of the day, PlayStation is very, very big within Sony overall as a corporation, right?
Yeah,
I don't think they will have any issue with using the overall Sony money to help fund PlayStation to get these studios because you're benefiting overall. That's their biggest branch within the Sony Corp, right? Outside of that, they're like their chips and their semiconductors and their lenses and all that stuff. PlayStation, help Sony stay afloat. PlayStation, Sony in itself also help Square Enix. You know what I mean?
yeah. They
Yo,
not Square and PlayStation have a very, very good relationship together.
it's time. It's time, man. It's time, bro.
Yeah, Square. I would
Jim
love
Ryan,
Square.
hit me up, man. Jim Ryan, I'll be your accountant, bro, and I'll go through the books and I'll let you know what's going on, man. You know what I
Yo,
mean? We can, yo, you can get this money back too. Kingdom Hearts about to drop a game. I'm not saying you're gonna have all these games exclusive as well, because when you purchase something like that, you definitely gonna have to put it multi-platform, right?
yeah,
But you're gonna have the Final Fantasy game now. It's not gonna be a marketing deal. Now you have that safety net where the big bad Microsoft, they can't come in and just scoop that up. You know what I mean? It's done within PlayStation. And that goes in for other Final Fantasy games that's coming out. That goes in for one of the most lucrative games out right now, which is Final Fantasy 14 and Realm Reborn. That game is so lucrative for Square Enix. You know what I mean? And that's going to be on the PlayStation now. Continued residual income coming in from that game, right?
yeah.
Now you have that. You have Kingdom Hearts series. You have those PC games like the Deus Ex. You know what I mean? I list them PC games. Tomb Raider. You have Tomb Raider locked in now. Like you said earlier before. Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, Nathan Drake.
That'd
They
be
have
dope,
something
man.
going.
That'd
You
be a
know what I
dope
mean?
game. I feel now I want to see that happen.
Now
Lara
you
Croft
have
meets
you
Nathan
have
Drake.
Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is in your thing. A lot of people forget that Square Enix as well in the mobile department, they make a lot of
Oh
bank
yeah,
because
those
their games
Exodus,
like the
mobile Exodus, and all that
yeah.
stuff.
Their RPG games, Mad Bunny, their Kingdom Hearts game, Mad Money, and all that stuff. But one of the developers that I definitely want in a PlayStation branch as well is Tokyo RPG Factory. I feel like if that company,
I could finally get Octopath on PlayStation. Jesus.
Tokyo RPG
Yes, they
Factory make
did.
Octopath?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, they did.
No, they didn't make Octopath.
Yes, they did.
That was the Square Enix itself.
No, that was
Tokyo
Tokyo
RPG Factory.
RPG Factory.
Nah, they only did I Am Setsuna, Lost Spirit, and Oninaki. Well, Octopath, that was a Square Enix incorporated itself. I'm pretty sure. But we got Google. We'll look it up.
All right, it was Square Enix. All right, never mind. Why I
Yeah,
thought that was Tokyo RPG Factory?
because of how the game probably looked, and it looked kind of in that vein as like an RPG, factory.
Hmm.
Because you had me thinking, I was like, wait, did this? Because it kind of does look like a RPG factory type game, but. It'll be crazy, man. Yo, PlayStation got to think outside of. They got to think big, man. I'm not saying you got to copy Microsoft and all that stuff, but you definitely got to lock these things up because doing these third party deals, it don't make no sense now when you just gonna have a company that can just scoop it up, and now you're actually doing the third party deal with your biggest competitor. You know what I mean? Like you got to scoop them things up, man. That's just my take, but. It is what it is. I
Yeah,
don't know.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I do hope PlayStation, just move strategically through this industry, and just continue to make great games and make the purchases that make sense. make the purchases that make sense. Two purchases that make sense off rip. Housemark and Bluepoint, which I feel like maybe 2, 3, maybe 400 million, which I don't think that even that much, because Housemark is still a relatively small studio, so like 100.
Housemark is one of those. It's kind of shocking. Like, damn, you ain't like that up yet, because I definitely see PlayStation first party studios like, yo, they said there's one tweet. I forgot
Yeah,
which first
I know
party
what you're
studio did
talking
it.
about. Yep.
But Bluepoint, it was like, yo, welcome to the family and showing your
Bluepoint
game.
and Housemark, I think, was in that.
Yeah, I was like, wait, are they first party now? Like, is they part of PlayStation? But there's no official, information on that.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what's up, man. Good conversation, man. Good topic. That was definitely a good talk, man. We definitely gonna get into these outros, man. Bari, starting with you, bro.
Yeah, man. Another great episode for What's Up PlayStation Podcast, man. Hopefully you guys, enjoy these podcasts. Share them out. Hit the like button, subscribe as well. Like I said, or like we said, we're trying to hit a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of September. You have how much days? You have 4
days.
more
4 days.
days to get us to 1,000, guys. Also, we're gonna be on iTunes real soon, guys. So be on the lookout for that. And just appreciate everybody's support, man. Watching these streams and sharing it out for those people that do that stuff. Much appreciated, guys. And thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Dope episode, man. It was very fun, and looking forward to next week as well, man. Because we obviously gonna get some PlayStation 5 info. Let's get it.
I don't think that's gonna happen until Sunday though. The 4th is when it starts, which is a Sunday, so the week after next.
Well, next week podcast is gonna be a what if podcast. What if the UI is like this?
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, man. Shout out to my bro Bari, man. So glad. It's always good to get together on Saturdays, man. Talk some PlayStation news. Shout out to everybody that listened to this live. Also, shout out to everyone that listens to the upload later. We appreciate you all for coming through, man. We appreciate the continued support that you all give us. We definitely trying to hit 1,000. Definitely subscribe, hit the like button, share out the stream if you enjoy the content. We appreciate y'all support, and it's your boy Persona. Also, iTunes real soon, man. Be on the lookout for that information. We're gonna be doing that soon, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And yeah, with that being said, guys, we are going to get up out of here. Enjoy your weekend. Please be safe. What's up?
So I looked at Bluepoint, right? Yo, PlayStation definitely need to buy these people. Look at this, bro. The games that they did: Blast Factor, God of War Collection. I didn't even know they did a remaster for that.
Yeah, they've been working with PlayStation for a long time.
Yeah, Ico Shadow Colossus collection remaster for that. Metal Gear Solid HD collection remaster for that on the 360. PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. They did the port for that for the Vita. Flower, Titanfall for 360. I know they did Nathan Drake collection, Gravity Rush. I didn't know they did Gravity Rush. They did a remaster for that. That was a great remaster. Shadow Colossus knew that, and Demon Souls. Yeah, they scoop that up. My bad.
Oh, they did the Titanfall for 360.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They did a port for that. I didn't know that either. I didn't know.
Metal Gear Solid HD collection. Yeah, they do a lot of business with PlayStation. They need to just go ahead and PlayStation. Why hasn't PlayStation bought these guys yet? I didn't mind, man. And
that's why one thing I do agree with Jack Move as well, before we close out, is the whole Ready at Dawn. Like, I feel like PlayStation missed the ball with that studio, man. Now they making,
I don't know why they didn't buy them, man.
Nobody supporting them now. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Come on, Rue.
They got bought by Oculus.
You better than that, Rue.
Well, they got bought by Oculus.
Exactly,
right?
man.
And to do what? Make VR? Nothing against VR, but I feel like you're not getting full potential just making VR games. That's not full-fledged potential.
If Naughty Dog's next game is the sequel to the Order 1886? Now, let's end the podcast.
That'd be crazy. That'd be insane. Let's because PlayStation doesn't PlayStation still own the IP?
Yeah, that's their IP. Yeah.
Oh man, get that to let Order 1886 2 be Blue Point's first title that they work on as their own
Ooh.
game. That'd be if they were to buy
Nah,
them.
see?
That'd be dope.
Now you think.
Now you cooking with grease.
Now you're cooking.
Yo, guys and girls, we appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We about to get up out of here. Be safe. We'll see you next Saturday. Same time, same place, same crew. Also, follow us on Twitter at official WUPS. That's official WUPS. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, What's Up PlayStation. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. Be safe. Peace.